Democrats, today is Thursday, February 3rd. It's time for the Chair's Daily Live. Happy Thursday. I hope everybody is staying warm and safe because Oklahoma got hit with some snow. But it's the first week of February. We always get hit with the snow first week of February. Let's hope this is the only snow that we get. So even while I'm talking to you guys about snow, and I'm going to mention that we're 278 days away from the November election, and we are early voting started today for school board elections all over the state. There's a lot going on, but I do want to talk about the early voting. So today was early voting all over the state for school board elections. If you were planning on doing that and then you woke up to this, well, that reminds us of why it's important to request your absentee ballot. Request your absentee ballot, then you can vote at your leisure, and the weather doesn't affect you. It gets mailed out, and your vote gets to count, because that's what's important. Why do we do this? I want to make sure that I talk about this all the time. The Oklahoma State Legislature it weighs heavily Republican. Yes, I'm a Democrat, and you might think that that's what I'm upset about. Okay, I'm a little bit upset about that, but I'm mostly upset about the fact that there is no balance. And so if the leaders of the committees don't want to hear a bill, no matter how well-meaning it is for the lives of Oklahomans, the bill doesn't get heard. I was talking to a legislator yesterday who is already lobbying, trying to get their bills heard, because they know that unless they talk the heads of the committees to hearing their bills, we won't hear about the good things that we need to hear about in our state that actually look out for the well-being of Oklahomans. But you know what kind of bills we will hear? We'll hear bills aimed at, again, controlling what happens in schools by non-educators. There is a bill, and you guys have probably seen it because it's making the circulation. There's a bill that is aimed at, how do I say it? I'm going to call it religion in schools, to make sure that nothing will be taught against a child's firmly held religious beliefs. I'll say it again. There will be no instruction, either at a school function or function related to school, that goes against a child's firmly held religious beliefs. Whew. Okay, so let's forget about separation of church and state, as if we could. Let's talk about that. It's 2022. We have evolved. We know better. And what is the saying? Once you know better, you have to do better. We know better. All of the studies, all of the reports say that less people identify as Christian than they did, let's say the 1950s. So when you say that nothing will be taught that goes against a child's firmly held religious beliefs, does that mean that we won't expose children to other religions? Right? In our state, we have agnostics, atheists, we have Christians, Muslims, Catholics, we have Satan worshipers, we have all manner of religions observed in our state. This is another answer looking for a solution. This wasn't a problem last year, it wasn't a problem 2 years ago. Why are we making it a problem? Why are we talking about it versus our roads and bridges? Why are we talking about it versus what's happening at Epic charter schools? Versus broadband? Today is a day when there's virtual learning all over our state, and there are over 24% of Oklahomans who don't have reliable access to reliable broadband. Let's talk about things that move our state forward. Let's stop trying to hang out with the other states and pass their cool bills. I don't know what's happening in Kansas. I don't know what's happening in Texas, but what our legislators need to do is be focused on what's happening in Oklahoma. And right now, most of the students, most of our scholars in our state are doing virtual learning, and almost 1/4 of them don't have access to reliable broadband. So how are they doing it? We need to focus and we need to hold them accountable. But you're right, Karen. Karen Wallman from Bartlesville. You're right. I debated on whether I wanted to give attention to this bill. As you notice, I've not named the legislature because he's not getting that from me. But why do I pay attention? Because I do believe that a lot of this is if they just keep us upset and they keep distracting us, we won't be holding them accountable. We won't be focusing on the things that take care of Oklahoma. But I think it's important that we know what's happening. It's important that we know how our liberties are being threatened, so that we can get the energy out to support Democrats on the ballot. We have got to be motivated by what is happening because we want real change. We are 278 days from the election in November. Today is an early voting day for the election on February 8th. There are elections happening right now that can change the nonsense that they're putting forth. I'm begging you, if you haven't already voted, make your plan. And you can go out to our website and enter in your plan and it'll send you a text. But I'm begging you to make your plan to make sure your voice is heard on the vote for Tuesday, and start picking your candidate for November. It's that important. You need to start working now, picking, supporting, and sharing the word of your candidate of choice. That's what we need to be working on. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back here tomorrow at 4:15. You guys have a great one.